and then sued the men that gave them CPR.
Really speechless. Because for a species that is always asking men for protection, how did we get here?
CPR on a woman suffering cardiac arrest and was later accused of sexual harassment.
That headline went viral, and so will the consequences.
To stop her car potentially saved your life, and now you have the audacity to sue her.
The girl filed like a lawsuit or whatever and said that there was like some unwanted touching, like inappropriate touching while he was giving her the Heimlich.
It's never okay for a man to give CPR to an unconscious woman. Resuscitation is just a fancy word.
Now would the awkwardness of going near them to give me CPR stop you? 8,200 women and more could have survived. A fake figure. That is from the British Heart Foundation. Statistically less likely to receive bystander CPR.
I wonder why.
Around breasts and going near them. This has to stop. And even when I think back to when I used to do first aid at school, we always practiced on a flat-chested male torso. Women are statistically less likely to receive bystander CPR because of this taboo and this awkwardness around women's breasts. Training still being like that, it means that people are only getting sort of comfortable and associated with giving bystander CPR to a flat chest. There are multiple studies that show if you practice on a female mannequin or a mannequin with breast pads attached, will significantly improve someone's confidence in giving a woman CPR. Please support the Everyday STEMinist super important petition to make it mandatory for all CPR and first aid training to practice on female body mannequins or with at least breast attachments on them. This is super important and super vital. And like the figures say, 8,200 plus women could have still been here.
Wow. This is what happens. I'm sorry. I'm going to silent it now. I'm going to make it silent, right? This is what happens. Look at this. A guy sees this. Most ladies aren't doing this, right? Give me CPR. They're doing the opposite. But she's carrying on trying to make men feel comfortable. And yes, some men will feel comfortable. Very few, right? What's happening is you're trying to push this, but then there's so many of you that are saying no. Check her out.
There's only two types of people out there. One, someone that will give a woman CPR. Two, someone that will avoid it due to this imaginary risk of being sued for sexual assault. Please everyone join the Everyday STEMinist important petition to make female-bodied mannequins compulsory in all CPR and first aid training.
So look, she's pushing for it. 4,397 signatures. All females. Men are pushing for it. Check this out. I prefer not being sued. 1,647 men hearted it, said no. And there's more men every day that are saying, I'd rather not have the headache, right? Because I'm going to show the opposite. Everybody knows it. But until you stop females from filing lawsuits, I don't think men are going to be like, let me go save a lady's life. Men would rather watch females die. That's sad. But it's gotten there. And that's what feminism brought in.
It is never okay for a man to give CPR to an unconscious woman. Resuscitation is just a fancy word.
She said resuscitation is just a fancy word for rape. So you know what the man said under that comment? He said it right, and he said it in a catchy way. As the legendary J. Cole once said, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. I'll take it even further before that, right? As Juicy J would say, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Back to the 3-6. I want to be saved. No, you don't. Die. Choke. That's how men see it. I know it sounds foul, but men would rather not have the headache, right?
A man saved a woman from being hit by a speeding car, but then she sued him. 32-year-old.
She was about to be mollywopped. But you saw that car? I got to run it back. Watch this.
A man saved a woman from being hit by a speeding car, but then she sued him. 32-year-old Daniel Reed noticed a woman walking straight into traffic while staring at her phone. Seconds away, a car was barreling toward her at full speed. Without a second thought, Daniel ran over and yanked her out of the way just in time. The surveillance footage shows how close it really was, just inches from a deadly impact. But instead of thanking him, the woman filed a lawsuit. She claimed being touched without consent made her uncomfortable, even in that life or death moment. Daniel was stunned. He said he acted purely on instinct, risking his own safety to save her life and let go immediately once she was safe. The incident sparked massive online debate. Some people are calling him a hero, praising his courage and quick thinking. Others argue about personal boundaries and consent in emergencies. What makes this even more shocking? Daniel wasn't trying to be a hero or make headlines. He just saw someone in danger and acted. So, what would you do in that situation? Would you step in immediately to save a life, or hesitate because of boundaries? Comment below. People are divided, and this is exactly the conversation everyone's having online.
It's sad because that man was a real life hero. See, what happens usually is there's angels. They safeguard people. Sometimes they'll push her out the way, but the angel used him to save her. That man was the angel. So what's going to start happening when that angel is snatched out of people? And who's doing it? Feminism. And what's one of the isms? What ism does it go with? And then you see how it goes hand in hand. We're not saving people's lives, ruining humanity. Look at it, fighting. I fight for the rights. It's stopping, right? Satanism is with feminism, right? It's stopping heroism. Ain't that something? It's stopping the best ism out there. Heroism. The man's not even trying to be a hero, but that's what you call a true hero. Somebody who's not trying. It's just natural, but not anymore. My choice! My choice! You know what men are saying? Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. That's what men are saying. Because he saved her. She would rather. I thought of it. She probably was trying to end it. So yeah, don't save her. She probably don't want to be saved. She's mad. He stopped her from ending it. That's the only conclusion I can come to, right?
But then gets called into HR.
So that woman's brother works at a college campus, and he's in the school cafeteria, and he sees that this one girl starts choking. So he gives her the Heimlich. The whatever was in her throat gets dislodged. He saved her life. The girl says thank you. After she says thank you, her friend pulls her in the bathroom, and the dude that just gave her the Heimlich, he's thinking that that's the end of it. A few days go by, he gets called into HR because he works for the college or whatever he works at. He works for the college. They pull him into the office and said that there was some unwanted. The girl filed like a lawsuit or whatever, and said that there was like some unwanted touching, like inappropriate touching, while he was giving her the Heimlich. And he's so confused. He's like, bro, I just gave her the Heimlich. I saved her life. But nothing comes of it. Like, they end up clearing him. He goes back to work or whatever. But that's insane that even happened. Like, that makes me never want to even, like, attempt to save somebody's life if they're choking. Like, a girl's life. Like, makes me not even want to save her, give her the Heimlich if she's choking. Like, he almost lost his job because he saved her life. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I low-key think.
You see what men are saying? Not my problem. That's sad. Choking, she don't want to be saved.
I think that the friend who brought her into the bathroom told her that was inappropriate, and girls do whatever their friends say. So her friend probably took her into the bathroom like, hey, that was super inappropriate. He called it saving your life when he really just wanted to cop a feel. I've met girls like that. Unresolved trauma, that's what that stems from. I think the friend had some unresolved trauma and she saw her friend getting harassed, saving her life. And she's like, he was so inappropriate, you need to file a lawsuit, to go to HR. He can't work at this school. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy that that's something we have to worry about as men.
Yeah, that's crazy and very sad and shouldn't be happening. But it's happening. It's happening. And her friend was this kind of lady. It's never okay for men to give CPR to an unconscious woman. Resuscitation is just a fancy word. What? That's not a fancy word. Resuscitation? Saving your life? But look what else.
Lifesaver to court in the most ungrateful lawsuit ever.
I thought I was choking. I didn't know. It was so scary. While this was happening, the defendant drove up next to us, offered to help. She noticed my daughter was hitting my back hard. The defendant explained that she's an EMT.
Okay, right person. What was she doing exactly? Explain.
Well, immediately I see that just the corridor is open and I see legs hanging out. I called 911 and I try to assess her as they're coming. Since we're in that such a busy area, I asked her, would she like me to move her car? She says yes. I quickly move her car. I run back to her aid. I'm with her until the ambulance comes, and then she leaves.
Miss Black parked your car in a no parking zone.
Yes.
So this woman actually, to stop her car, potentially saved your life. And now you have the audacity to sue her because you got a ticket for no tow parking? Is that what your life is worth? I rule in favor for the defendant.
Yeah, so in this case, it was a female. So nobody can save a female's life. Not even another female. Karens. That's what that was. But men, look at all of y'all as Karens. That's how bad it's happened. Like, okay, stay away.
A man who was recently charged with sexual assault or groping after performing CPR on an unconscious woman. That headline went viral, and so will the consequences. So what you probably don't know is that out-of-hospital cardiac arrest already has a super bad survival rate. Just 1 in 10 people survive, and immediate CPR can actually double or even triple that chance. Why? Well, let's look at the facts. Studies show that women are up to 27% less likely to receive bystander CPR in public, and that gap grows even wider when the cardiac arrest happens in a public, crowded space. Thanks to this man's actions, this woman survived. She didn't become another statistic, but instead of being celebrated, he's being prosecuted. Why? Well, let's think about it. Because people, especially men, are hesitant. They're afraid of doing it wrong, being accused of doing something inappropriate, legal backlash, and cases like this just made it worse. But let me give y'all another headline. CPR is not optional. It's life or death. Every minute without CPR drops survival rate chances by 7 to 10%. And because of stigma, misperceptions, and now cases like this, more women may die. In fact, they're already likely to die at a higher rate. So, with that said, we need to protect women.
Not my
Not
problem.
just legally, but medically. That means training more people in CPR. It means protecting Good Samaritans, not prosecuting them. It means reminding the world that CPR is not sexual. It's life-saving. So, shout out to this man for what he did. Because of him, this woman gets to go home to her family. In fact, more people should do what he did. Act.
Yeah. Guys aren't trying to do that. A lot of men aren't. Like, I gotta say something. When you're hit with a lawsuit, that takes time. Also, it takes money. Right? And that's something that men don't have. The time and the money. Time is money. So I have to waste my time on my day to go to court. And then I want to get a lawyer because I don't want, a public defendant representing me. Like, I would get a lawyer. So now I'm paying a lawyer out of my pocket. Say 1,000 retainer fee and then 1,000 every month, maybe 1,100 every month, 1,200, 2,000. It costs, right? I'm paying out of the pocket. So it's costing me money. And I got to tell you this because it's true. A lot of men and a lot of people in America, I think it's around 76%, don't have savings in their bank. So we're talking about a lot of guys that may not even have the money. So you want them to come out of pocket and take on problems They could just avoid by not doing it. Understand what's gonna happen. You're gonna find, as he said, more men need to be doing this to hip hop females, right? And they're scared. I wonder why.
Percent less likely to receive CPR from a passerby compared to men because of awkwardness. Research shows people hesitate to touch a woman's chest or remove her bra during cardiac arrest to use a defibrillator. But this delay can be the difference between life and death. Charities like East Anglian Air Ambulance have started using female mannequins during their CPR lessons to build confidence and help save women's lives.
Making sure there's pads touching the chest. And we can do that by either removing the bra completely or by moving the bra out of the way.
While CPR can be performed through clothing, a defibrillator needs to be used on bare skin to deliver the shot. One of the biggest fears people have is the legal risk of removing a bra, but the Sarah Act in the UK provides legal assurance that you cannot be sued
In the
for acting
UK.
heroically in a situation like this.
In the UK, I'm sure it's something like that in the US, but why go through it? Somebody will hire a lawyer to try to get around that. You got to fix it, man. America, and not just America, the whole Eastern world is ruined because of things like this. Come on now, stop it.
That is suing the firefighter. We're all struggling. Stop pulling the scam. I mean, seriously, come on. I understand that nobody should be touching anybody inappropriately anywhere at all at any time. But if I am up on a roller coaster 1,000 feet in the air and you have to unharness me, you better grab me wherever you need to make sure I don't plummet to my death. And you best know that I'll give you a hug at the bottom and not sue you. But like, people who serve, protect, save, these people are also risking their lives to save you, and you're worried about suing them for saving your life. Let's actually appreciate the fact that she's alive and not dead, and at the bottom of the, when you get to the ground, give him a hug and say thank you for saving my life, and then go make him brownies or something. But no, this chick is like, I'm gonna sue you because I noticed that you might have slightly brushed against my boob or something. I mean, that's what you were focused on, not the fact that you were so many thousand feet in the air and you could have plummeted to your death and all he was doing was trying to make sure you didn't fall. Make it make sense. I mean.
But in that case, like the fire department, police, people that are in those fields still need to save lives, right? So no matter what, they have to do it. But as far as regular men, I don't think you're gonna find a lot of regular men laying themselves out on a line. Because say if the fire department gets a case, right? They have backing. They have insurance departments, right? Insurance for those things, for on the job situations. People are not walking around with that kind of insurance. They may have life insurance. Some life insurance may include that in it, but not many. You won't find that kind of insurance, people walking around with that kind of insurance, unless they're rich or something like that. Guys aren't that prepared. Like,
day where someone in the comment section brought up what they believe to be massive figures, massive statistics of the amount of men that are afraid to give CPR to a woman in public for fear of being accused of SAing that person because they might accidentally touch their breasts. And it's referring to this. Are you a man that wouldn't give life-saving treatment to a woman in public because this fear would take that over the need to save someone's life? Let me know in the comment section.
Drowned and then sued the men that gave them CPR.
I'm really speechless. Because for a species that is always asking men for protection, how did we get here? Like, you suing the man that tried to save your life. Well, they did save your life. Yet we get on this app every day and scream women have no protection. Men are damned if they do. They are damned if they don't.
CPR on a woman suffering cardiac arrest and was later accused of sexual harassment. The family claimed he should have waited for a female doctor to do it. The incident took place in downtown Chicago. 34-year-old Laura King collapsed at home after a sudden cardiac arrest. A doctor arrived immediately to help. Footage recorded by a neighbor shows him kneeling on the floor performing CPR, continuing for 4 minutes until the ambulance arrived. Laura was successfully revived and still had a pulse when she was taken to the hospital. But just a few hours later, her family filed a police report alleging that the doctor's actions during the rescue constituted sexual misconduct. They said that if he truly intended to save her, he could have waited for a female physician, not touched her body without consent. The statement quickly divided public opinion. Some argued it was a punishment for saving a life and a misunderstanding of his profession. Others insisted that personal boundaries must be respected under any circumstance. The Medical Association stated that in cases of cardiac arrest, each minute of hesitation can be fatal. They fear that accusations like this could make more doctors hesitate the next time someone collapses. The case remains under investigation. The doctor has been temporarily suspended. He said, "I only did what I was supposed to do."
We're ruined. As a society, it's over. A man has to say, "Not my problem," at his job? What's going on here? Enough is enough. My body, my choice has even taken on lives when a female's life needs to be saved. That's why "Not my problem" is a movement now. Doctors are saying, "Not my problem." Especially in the street, if a female is being dog walked by a man's going to ask those questions. "Do you know that man?" "Not my problem." "Not my problem." Oh, they shooting. He got a gun and a shield. I was going to shield you, but not my problem. A cop going to protect a female. He has to grab her, right? Come on now. I can lay out situations. He has to grab her, put her out the way to protect her, to make sure she doesn't get shot. Not my problem. Do I keep going? Right, you ladies created these situations. Do I keep going? Because there's so many scenarios that can happen. And now, any scenario that happens, that's what men are going to be saying.
That's not my problem.
Not my problem. Society has gotten to a sad state. It's like nowadays you can't even be nice. You can't even do something out of the kindness of your heart. Like save a life. We here now? That's why guys are saying not my problem. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I put a lot of thought into my videos. Other than that, peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.